What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. On today's video, we're going to be installing the Invidia N1 dual exhaust on this WRX here, 2017. Now, we do have other videos coming on the channel soon. We are ordering the equal length headers, blow-off valve, the speed density for that, and up pipe. What else? Wastegate, the gauges, of course, and I think that's about it. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on, but make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get right into it. Alright, so first things first, we're going to start with a before, so you guys can hear what it sounds like before and after. Give it a little rev. So he does have the map catted downpipe. That's why it does sound a little better than a stock exhaust. But once we put this full exhaust on, it's gonna sound a lot louder and better. So as you can see, the dog's excited. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So guys, just to give you a heads up, these things aren't as good as you think they are. So I wouldn't rely on these too much. As you can see, we were using this just to kind of jack the car up, and all of a sudden it failed and it just got crushed by the car, just like that. He's using a regular jack now, but he wanted to use this because he, I guess it was a little quicker and easier, he felt, but it doesn't move in. You see how the car is going in when he's doing that, and that has wheels? This thing just kind of stayed on the side, and maybe he went too high and it just collapsed on it. So definitely don't use this to work on your car. I mean, we were just using it to put the jack stands under, but even there, it didn't even make it to that point. It failed before we could even get it high enough to put a jack stand under, so be careful with these guys. All right, so we ended up jacking up one side because we had already committed, and then we didn't have any space over here to really put the jack and jack up this side, so we're gonna try it with just one side of the car jacked up. We have extra safety. We have like 4 jacks over here, and the jack stand just in case. So, step 1. Oh yeah, and don't forget the chalk in front of the tires so it doesn't roll forward. All right, so we got 2 14mm bolts right here with the nuts behind it. Just crack those loose. We're gonna start off by taking the mufflers off. The nut behind it's spinning freely. You gotta put something behind it. So here are the bolts you just took out, 2. Now we gotta get them off the hanger. All right, one's out. So this other hanger is being a pain, so we're gonna spray some WD-40 on it so it just kind of lubricates it, and then it'll slide out a little easier. So as soon as we put some WD-40 on it, it came out right away. So that was the one being a pain, that came out, and here's the other hanger. So all it is this little piece here slides in the hangers. And then we're just gonna repeat on the other side. So we have 2 14mm bolts up here, same thing. We're gonna take these 2 out, and then there's a hanger in the back, and then this whole mid pipe's gonna come off. So while he's up there doing those 2 bolts, he said the bolt was actually 17mm and the nut was 14. So on those, just to give you an idea, and it could be because of he got the J pipe, so it came with different bolts. So if you're on stock, it's probably 14. All right, so now he's loosening that. I'm gonna start putting WD-40 on this back hanger here so it slides right off when we get to it. All right, so here's the stock exhaust. What's funny is here's mine for the STI. So 2017 STI, 2017 WRX. So here's the hanger that we were talking about on the back side here. It was literally just in there, WD-40, so it slides right out. I ended up leaving the hanger on here, and I took the hanger off the car. So this whole thing came off, the hanger was still on here, and 2 bolts off this, and that's it. So figuring out which side goes where, it should be easy if you look at your stock one. So the stock one, this end right here is pretty straight. I mean, it has a little bit of a bend right here, a small curve. So that's gonna be this side right here. You see how it has that small curve? But then over there, you got that really deep curve there, which imitates this part right here on your stock downpipe. So that's gonna be for the back. And then we're gonna connect this pipe right here to that. And then those 2 are for each muffler right here. That's all the goods. Sorry, there's a total of 4 gaskets in here. 2 big ones, one for the J pipe to mid pipe, and then one for the mid pipe to that Y pipe, and then 2 little ones, one for each muffler to this Y pipe here. So as you can see there, the gasket is going on right there, and it's gonna be in between the J pipe and the mid pipe. So he's reusing the bolts and nuts that came with his J pipe, which were the Grimspeed hardware. So it's a 14 and a 17, but what is the Invidia ones? The one that came was 14. The ones that came with it are 14. So now that the mid pipe, the 2 bolts are connected up front, we just put some mats down there just to kind of hold it up. That way it's not dangling. And now we're gonna go ahead and do this Y pipe right here. All right, so since we took the hanger off that right there, that little nipple piece, we're gonna put the hanger back on there and then hang the white Y pipe from there. And then remember guys, each connecting point where pipes connect to pipes, we're gonna put a gasket. Due to the angle of the Y pipe, it seems like it'd be easier to put the hanger on the actual Y pipe here and then hang the other side of the hanger on the car. So there it is, the hanger is on. Now he's gonna hang the hanger on the car. So both the bolts and nuts for the connection of the mid pipe to the Y pipe are 12mm, not 14 or 17 like the other ones. So it's hard for a socket to get around these for the 12mm bolts because of the shape of the pipe, so you may need 2 12mm open-ended wrenches. All right, so first we're gonna be putting it on the 2 hangers. There's the first hanger right there. And we did spray it with some WD-40 to make it easier. And the second hanger right here. And then the 2 bolts, of course, with the gasket right here is gonna be next. So this is the passenger side here. You got the hanger right there. You got the other hanger right over there. Nice blue burnt tip. And he's doing the 2 bolts right now with the gasket in the middle. So we just finished bolting everything up. When we first put everything together, we just loosely put on the nuts and bolts. Now we just went ahead and tightened everything down. Now we're gonna start the car, listen for leaks in each spot that we connected, you know, the gaskets. Make sure nothing's leaking. You'll hear like a little air coming out. And once we do that, we should be all done. So a little test drive. Ooh. Sounds good. So this is with the windows up. There she is. So he did also end up doing the duckbill right here. It just goes on with 3M tape, but it does look really nice. He also did these rain guards the other day also. I want to get a video of all this, but it's honestly pretty simple. This was 3M also. So that's 3M. This vortex generator 3M. And duckbill 3M. Alright, so we just finished the install. It was honestly pretty easy, guys. Follow the steps. It's just bolts and a gasket that goes in between them and hangers.
Super simple compared to the J-pipe install.
Which he did. We didn't get to record that. He did it on his own, but I wish we could have. How long did that take you?
I want to say 6 or 7 hours.
6 or 7 hours? Okay. You recommend someone doing it or taking it to a shop?
Yeah, it's fine. What's the main problem is the 4 studs on the turbo. Spray whatever you have, WD-40 or PB Blaster on them. Let them soak for a couple hours at least. Some people say let it soak overnight. And then just get either a map torch or an acetylene torch and just heat them up until they're super hot, however close you can get to it. And then with a breaker bar, they just broke free without problem. But a lot of people say if those studs snap off, you're screwed. Yeah. Hours of work added onto that to get them out.
So, all right. So we just went for a test drive. Initial thoughts. You drive it every day. You know what it sounds like. So how's it feel now?
The sound I like. Some of the turbo whistle went away from just the J-pipe the map J pipe and the stock exhaust catback. But overall, it still sounds really good.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and see you guys on the next one. Thanks. On today's video, we're gonna be installing the Invidia N1 exhaust. That's right.
I was just about to say,
Is this the N1?
you just went into that, no.
Yeah. Single dual.
Single tip.
Dual single.